Alright, hear me out. We always hear about Chase and Amex when it comes to building the perfect credit card setup. But what if I told you Capital One has a combo that's flying completely under the radar? Seriously, the Venture X and the Savor Rewards card might just be one of the most underrated duos out there right now. One gives you premium travel perks, airport lounge access, and killer points on flights and hotels, while the other quietly racks up crazy rewards on dining, entertainment, and even your grocery runs. But here's the best part. When you use these two cards together, you can actually unlock way more value than most people ever realize. We're talking about maximizing your everyday spending and turning those rewards into premium travel experiences without overthinking it. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why these two Capital One cards are secretly kind of genius, how to use them side by side and rack up rewards like a pro, and who this setup is actually best for. So whether you already have one of these cards or you're just starting to build your credit card strategy, stick with me because this setup might be exactly what you've been looking for. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about who's going to get the most value out of the Venture X Savor Rewards duo. Because while it's a powerhouse setup, it's not necessarily for everyone. But if you check a few of these boxes, you might be the ideal match. You spend a lot on dining, entertainment, or groceries. If you're the kind of person who's always grabbing dinner with friends, going to concerts or sporting events, or even just running big weekly grocery hauls, the Savor Rewards card is going to shine. It earns 3% cash back on dining and groceries, and 8% back on entertainment, which is honestly one of the best returns in these categories. You love to travel or want to travel more. The Venture X card picks up right where the Savor card leaves off. If you're booking hotels or rental cars, you'll earn 10 times miles, and travel will earn you 5 times miles. On top of that, you get airport lounge access, $300 in travel credits each year, and 10,000 bonus miles annually just for keeping the card. You want to simplify with high earning potential. This is where the combo really starts to shine. The Savor card racks up cash back on all your day-to-day stuff. Then you can turn that into transferable miles by pairing it to the Venture X card. So instead of getting locked into cashback only, you get flexibility. You can redeem for statement credits, flights, hotels, or even transfer to airline partners for premium redemptions. If you're tired of juggling 3 different cards to get decent rewards, this combo seriously streamlines things. You basically have your everyday card and your travel card, and you're maximizing rewards across the board with just 2 cards. Easy. Alright, so let's zoom out for a sec. If you've been in the credit card game for more than 10 minutes, you've probably heard of people hype up the Amex trifecta or the Chase trifecta. And yeah, they're both incredibly powerful setups. But here's what most people don't talk about. They're also kind of expensive and sometimes a little complicated. Let's look at the numbers. So with the Amex trifecta, you have the Platinum, Gold, and Blue Business Plus cards. The Platinum card will cost you $695 a year. The Gold card, $325. And the Blue Business Plus card is free. That's a total of $1,020 per year, which is a fair amount of cash. But to be fair, you do get a ton of perks. There's access to the Centurion Lounge, Delta Sky Club, airline fee credits, Uber Cash, hotel upgrades. But it's all stuff you really have to stay on top of to squeeze out the value. If you're not using the benefits actively, that fee stings. Next up is the Chase trifecta, which is essentially the Sapphire Reserve, Freedom Unlimited, and Freedom Flex card. The Sapphire Reserve card will cost you $550 a year. Then both the Freedom Unlimited and Freedom Flex card are both free. That's a total of $550 per year, which is almost half the price compared to the Amex trifecta. So the Chase trifecta is solid too. You've got 10 times points on hotels and car rentals through Chase Travel, 3 times points on travel and dining on general spending from the Reserve card, then 5% cashback on rotating categories with the Flex, and the Freedom Unlimited giving you unlimited 1.5% cashback on everything else. But let's be real, juggling all 3, activating bonus categories, remembering which card to use when, it sometimes gets a little exhausting. Here's the simple math. Let's say you book your travel through the Capital One Venture X card and use the Savor card for dining. You're getting 10 times miles on hotels and rental cars, 5 times miles on flights, 3% cashback on dining, lounge access to Capital One lounges, and via a Priority Pass Select membership, easy miles transfers to travel partners, and an annual fee that's lower than the Chase or Amex setups, all with just 2 cards. For a lot of people, that's a cleaner, cheaper, and way more user-friendly way to rack up rewards without overthinking it. Alright, now that you know this setup could be a match made in heaven for you, let's talk about how to really play your cards right. Use the Savor Rewards card for all dining, entertainment, and grocery purchases. This is where you want to absolutely milk that 3% back on dining, groceries, and then a massive 8% back on Capital One entertainment purchases. So every coffee run, every brunch, every concert ticket, swipe the Savor card. Even your weekly grocery shopping. This is free money you're leaving on the table if you don't. Then use the Venture X card for all travel and other purchases. Flights, hotels, rental cars. Especially if you're booking through Capital One Travel, because you'll earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels and car rentals. And also, if it's something that doesn't fall into a dining, entertainment or grocery category, swipe the Venture X card. You'll still earn 2 times miles on every other purchase, which is a super solid base rate for non-bonus spend. Then take advantage of the Venture X card's travel credits. So don't sleep on that $300 annual travel credit. The easiest hack, book a hotel or flight through Capital One Travel once a year to trigger your credit. And boom, the Venture X card's $395 annual fee already feels much lower. Effectively $5 in positive credit when you factor in the $300 travel credit and the 10,000 bonus miles you get each year. So here's the magic move. Instead of cashing out the cashback you earn from the Savor card, you convert it into Capital One miles by linking it to your Venture X account. Essentially, you can transfer 1 cent of cash back for 1 Capital One mile. By doing this, you can then redeem miles for travel, transfer to airline and hotel partners, or use miles however you want, and often get way more value than just taking the cash. As an example, let's say you earn $1,000 in cash back with your Savor card over the year. Instead of just getting $1,000 back, you move it to the Venture X, get 100,000 miles, and then transfer it to an airline like Air France and book a business class flight that would have cost you over $8,000. That's a crazy value boost, and it's 100% possible if you use the setup smartly. Don't forget about the travel perks with the Venture X card. You're getting access to Priority Pass lounges, Capital One lounges, and Hertz President's Circle Elite status. These little perks, like free food and drinks before your flight, or free upgrades on car rentals, can make your travel way more comfortable and save you money you'd otherwise spend. Bottom line, by knowing which card to use when, and funneling your rewards the smart way, you're setting yourself up to earn massive rewards on both everyday spending and travel, without having to complicate your life with 3 different credit cards. So here's an example month of spending, maximizing the Venture X and Savor combo. Let's say your typical monthly spend looks something like this. Dining out or delivery services, say $400. Then entertainment, $200. Grocery purchases of $800. Travel booked through Capital One Travel of $1,000. And then everything else, like shopping and gas, $500. Here's how that breaks down with each card. With the Capital One Savor Rewards card, you will use it for dining, entertainment, and groceries. That's 3% back on dining. So 3% of $400 is $12 cash back. Then 3% back on groceries. So 3% of $800 is $24 cash back. And then 8% back on entertainment. So 8% of $200 is $16 cash back. So total earnings from using the Savor card is $52 cash back, which converts into 5,200 venture miles. Then with the Capital One Venture X card, you will use it for travel and all other non-bonus spend categories. That's 10 times miles on hotels and car rentals, 5 times miles on flights via Capital One Travel. So let's assume you spend $500 on flights and $500 on hotels. $500 on flights at 5 times miles equals 2,500 miles. Then $500 on hotels at 10 times miles equals 5,000 miles. Then 2 times miles on all other purchases, so say $500 on everything else. $500 times 2 times miles equals 1,000 miles. So total miles earned from the Venture X card is 8,500 miles. So the combined total over the course of a month based on this example is 5,200 miles converted from cashback by using the Savor card, and then 8,500 miles by using the Venture X card. That's a grand total of 13,700 miles in just 1 month. That's enough for a one-way domestic flight, or way more if you transfer to a partner like Avianca or Air France for international travel deals. And this is just 1 month of moderate spending. Multiply that by 12 months and you're easily sitting on 160,000 miles per year, all from just 2 cards and your normal lifestyle. Okay, so now let's talk about one of the most underrated and straight up most powerful parts of using any of these credit card setups. Points or miles transfers. You've probably heard it before, but it's worth repeating. If you're just cashing out your points or miles for statement credits or booking basic economy fares through the portal, you're missing out on huge value. The real magic, transferring points or miles to travel partners. So how does Capital One compare to Chase and Amex when it comes to this? Well, Capital One used to have a rep for being the underdog here, but not anymore. They've stepped it up big time in the past couple of years. You can transfer miles to 17 airlines and hotel partners, most at a 1-to-1 ratio. Some of the best ones include Air Canada Aeroplan, great for Star Alliance flights. Avianca Life Miles, awesome for booking premium cabins on United or Lufthansa. Singapore KrisFlyer, Flying Blue, British Airways Executive Club, Emirates Skywards, Turkish Airlines, and then Accor Live Limitless, Choice Hotels, and Wyndham Rewards. That's some legit firepower, especially if you know how to book award travel smartly, how Chase compares. So Chase Ultimate Rewards gives you fewer partners overall, just 14, but still some excellent ones. United Mileage Plus, Southwest, Hyatt, probably the most valuable hotel transfer partner out there, Singapore KrisFlyer, British Airways, Iberia, and Aer Lingus. And just like I mentioned, Hyatt alone is super valuable. You can get hotel nights for as little as 5,000 to 15,000 points at some beautiful properties. So Chase has the edge in hotel value, but fewer airline options overall. And finally, Amex. Amex has the biggest lineup with 21 transfer partners, and some really strong ones like ANA Mileage Club. Insane value for round-trip business class to Japan. Air France, KLM Flying Blue, Delta Sky Miles, Hilton Honors, and Marriott Bonvoy. So Amex has some great offerings to choose from. The only thing to be aware of is the Amex trifecta will cost more than twice the price of the Venture X Savor combo. So the verdict? Well, Capital One gives you the simplicity and flexibility of a solid, growing transfer network without needing a PhD in points. You're getting one-to-one transfers to most major programs. You don't need 3 different cards to unlock that benefit. And you're still able to book premium travel if you know where to look. So yeah, the trifecta setups are still killer if you're chasing every last point. But for the average traveler who wants premium perks, high earning potential, and the option to unlock incredible redemptions without doing homework every week, the Venture X Savor combo is seriously underrated. Alright, so we've covered a lot in this video. From how the Capital One Venture X and Savor Cash combo works together, to how it stacks up against some of the most popular travel card setups out there, like the Chase trifecta and Amex trifecta. Now, there's no denying all 3 of these setups are strong in their own way. The Amex trifecta is perfect if you love premium perks, lounge access, and you're willing to put in the work to learn the best ways to redeem membership reward points. If you're a frequent flyer who wants luxury, Amex has you covered. Then the Chase trifecta is all about balance. Strong points value, especially through Hyatt, good bonus categories, and a really intuitive travel portal. It's great for people who travel a fair amount and want maximum flexibility with minimum fuss. But here's where the Capital One Venture X Savor combo really shines. It's simple, it's powerful, and it delivers serious value without making you juggle 3 cards and memorizing a spreadsheet of bonus categories. You've got 8% cashback on entertainment and 3% cashback on dining with the Savor card, 2 times miles on everything with the Venture X card, one-to-one transfer partners, lounge access, travel protections, and a $395 annual fee on the Venture X card that's totally wiped out by the $300 travel credit and 10,000 anniversary miles. It's a setup that gives you high-end travel perks without the high-end hassle. So if you're someone who wants great value, premium features, and a streamlined approach to travel rewards, this duo might just be the move for you. Now, I'd love to know which setup you're leaning towards. Have you tried combining the Venture X card with the Savor card? Or are you Team Chase or Amex? And hey, if this video helped you out, drop a like. Maybe share it with a friend who's diving into the credit card game. And don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. Now, if you want to see how the Amex trifecta actually works, check out this video here where I break it all down.